Can I be real or is it boring? To give you a peace of mind, cause mine is so enormous. We past the norm, Norman, while you're conforming. Like comforting mattresses.
What up, though? It's that nigga Mom, man. We about to react to Isaiah Martin debate, man. Cause, man, as y'all know, I like a good debate, bro. And this nigga, he be killing them in these debates. They cannot fuck with him, bro. Cause dude sharp as a motherfucking knife, bro. But let's go. Before we get into it, like, subscribe, and share so we hit that 100K today. Because like 90% of you motherfuckers just watch this shit and go on about y'all day, man. Hit the subscribe. It ain't that hard. You're not gonna die because you hit subscribe. You know, all you're gonna do is get great content. That's it. So, like I said, like, subscribe, and share. Let's get right into this shit.
Here's the thing. I get that you might get it, but I'm really focused.
Say coming soon. We're gonna skip all that.
Pretty normal talking about the president's speech and how he did, and reflecting on his time in office. But conservatives, they couldn't let the whole thing go by without saying something absurd. You gotta watch the full thing. I'll see you on the other side.
Tonight, the Obama Presidential Center is officially open. All four other living former presidents and first ladies attending the opening ceremonies on the south side of Chicago today, along with a number of celebrities. President Obama took the podium and encouraged Americans not to lose faith in each other and to remember that collective voices and how we treat each other matters. Forgetting that fact, he said,
I didn't watch his whole speech. I watched Michelle Obama's speech, which was really shade at the dude, intellectual shade. So I was upset at them for not suing this motherfucker for defamation. Cause like I don't mean to be an asshole. So if Obama ever see this video, I'm not trying to be an asshole, or Michelle Obama see this. She got strong facial structure. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being a humbug. I'm not being politically correct. She got strong, manly type of facial structure, and I feel like sue these motherfuckers for defamation and just prove it. Like, hey, look, damn, I'm a woman. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, but in the same sense, it'll be defeating their argument of, how obviously Obama brought in the LGBTQ era. So that'll be counterproductive on what he brought in, just like what's counterproductive about Trump with the I'm not gonna do no wars, then your ass do a war. You feel me? Like, so it'll be contradictory, but let's go.
As only gives power to those trying to divide us. And he was delivering a message about, not just about that, but also actually, there was a lot of contrast happening about Trump in the remarks from him. And I'll play some a little bit later from Michelle Obama. What did you make of it?
I really thought it was great that he didn't mention Trump's name one time.
Not one time. Not one time. And it's great because it shows you how unbothered he is by Trump, because Trump has been mentioning his name for years. So, like, nigga, shit. Last time Obama was in office, 2016, 17, somewhere around that time. That's a long fucking time. That's 10 years. 10 to 9 years to just be continuously using his name. And anytime, that's the talking point of all these stupid ass MAGA people. Anytime a motherfucker, debunk some shit that they talking about, the first thing they do, Obama did this, Obama did that. Like, Obama ain't in office. He ain't been in office in 10 years. So everything that's fucked up right now is not Obama's fault. Obama, literally think about it. Obama had came in after the recession that was caused by motherfucking George Bush Jr. You know what I'm saying? And he had to fix the economy, of which he did. He actually fixed the economy. People don't give him props for that. But gas wasn't no goddamn $6. $5 to $6 a fucking gallon. Like, let's be real. Even with Biden, it wasn't like that. So, honestly, this nigga Trump a fuck up, and y'all only talking point is, oh, Obama did this, and it'd be like, nigga, why are you trying to pivot from what the argument is? Let's go.
Mentioned him one time, and I think that frankly, America got to get a chance to remember what it was like to have a president that could really give speeches that united us as a country.
Facts.
And I think what's really interesting.
Yeah, they got a great feeling, of his presidency. And look at her face. She about to She about to say some dumb shit. I could see it.
I think it's that.
This is a Mexican, more than likely, that, try to align herself with, the Caucasians.
Trump spent decades criticizing Barack Obama on literally everything that he could do. And then ultimately, he got a chance to see on the day that, Obama opened up his presidential center, Trump got to negotiate a pretty bad deal. And I think that it's really just a reflection of why it's important to talk about history. I think a lot of people are going to be able to learn about the JCPOA. And as this MOU comes into fruition, they'll be able to see exactly the contrast there.
I do want to play this from Michelle Obama because she alludes to these attacks on her husband from people like Trump, for example. Here's what she said.
The claims that a U.S. senator and constitutional law expert wasn't qualified for the job. The lies about your...
And like I was saying earlier about how I felt about the response, I like it. At first I was like, nigga, sue these motherfuckers. They can't keep just defaming y'all for a decade straight. I said we fight back with the legal system, and I feel like, and you see Bill Clinton there too, but I feel like he should fall back with the legal system to show us like what we can do against these type of things. But obviously, you can't have class and be silent. Like, usually that's what I say about things. Like, just be silent, man, and let your actions display where your mindset at. Don't actually give into what other people saying, because fuck them at the end of the day.
Birthright, your faith, your patriotism, the outrage when you stated the biological fact that if you had a son, that he too would be black. Yet, you were unflappable at every turn, always focused, always calm, always looking at the long view.
Get the membership that backs the future you are building. The Business Platinum Card from America.
And people so strongly in love with this, this speech, because nigga ain't heard no speech from Obama in years, and they missed his presidency because there was some intellect there, and that intellect don't exist with this new administration. At least even with Bush, he had fucking Condoleezza Rice and fucking Colin Powell.
At Chamberlain University, we know nurses are at the heart of the Detroit community. And that
Let's go.
And what she's not saying there is that is a contrast with the guy in the White House right now.
They're the words we didn't hear from these remarks today. Sucker, loser, piggy, stupid, fake news, idiot. It's a permission structure when a president uses those terms for our children to hear it and our children to want to use those terms as well.
Yeah.
It's modeling the worst of rhetoric and the worst of behavior. President Obama, First Lady Obama, didn't invoke the name calling that has gotten in a cancerous way into our political bloodstream and makes us not want to expose our children.
That's facts. Is everybody on the same side? It look like everybody
I saw you nodding. I mean, do you agree with that?
I do. I have, as I think you know, tremendous respect for President Obama. I had the privilege of actually being in Grant Park on election night with the Obamas and the Bidens, watching the results of that campaign. I'll never forget that moment. And I think what this was really about, I don't think this would have been the place for that kind of political rhetoric. This was not a political event. This was the dedication of the presidential library. And he did it and gave that speech with the class and grace that is consistent with
because it ain't about they didn't make policies, that shit about it.
But when it comes to being someone that was, I think, a president that crossed party lines, and I think we'll see later on remains very highly popular from people that both lean right and left. I think what we saw today was consistent.
Okay, but there's a little bit of revisionist history. Yeah, he's incredibly eloquent. He's very skilled orator. He's very articulate. I'll give him all of that. But he was
orator. That's why I know she Mexican. What's her name? And oh shit, she might not be Mexican. What the fuck is Lydia Moynihan? She might be Algerian, something like that.
Also a very divisive figure. And can I talk? Can I talk? Thank you. Look, we saw it was on full display. They open it up with perhaps the most performative woke thing you can do, a land acknowledgement. Really? You're going to say this is on stolen land? If you think it's on stolen land, then give it back.
This is all you. This is like Tan 2.0.
She trying to find something. Wow, this is wild. She trying to find something. I was like, everybody in agreement, but I did see her facial expression earlier showing her displeasure and hearing great things about Obama.
An $850 million library. The other thing is, I know I like the idea that he united Americans, but I don't think most conservatives.
But how is he the
conservatives
most
who were
divisive
targeted by the
president?
IRS, nuns who were told they had to pay for abortions and contraceptives. He was.
Did he say nuns? Why would nuns? I mean, nuns. That's her talking point. I don't. Let's go.
Hold on. Can I just say, when we're talking about things that using federal government, first of all, Obama did not target the federal government for his opponents. That is something that Trump was doing.
Well, I think
I let you talk. That he also did not do that. What I will say, one of the bigger contrasts, I think, that has not been mentioned, I think, over the coverage is you have to remember that when Hillary Clinton lost to Donald Trump, it was Barack Obama who called Hillary Clinton and told her, you need to concede. And he understood that there needed to be a peaceful transfer of power, and he told her that. Then what happened? He welcomed the Trumps to the House, to the White House. He ensured that they had what they needed in order to have a peaceful transition. Take that, and then take January 6th. And look at that contract.
I'm
not talking.
Yeah, she
Then
killing.
there's also Barack Obama has done a lot to raise the next generation of leaders, while you have Donald Trump, who is just saying, I anoint people.
Well, let me let Lydia respond to that, because I hear you saying, first of all, you're accusing Obama of personally doing something that
his administration.
Well, we know that what you're talking about at the IRS was the responsibility of individuals within the IRS who were held responsible for that. That had nothing to do with Obama, and he never provided proof that came from the White House.
All she can do is look stupid.
Office.
Look at her.
The second
Wait,
thing
let me go. Wait, this
which
way.
is
Look at
basically
her.
abortion policy.
Dumb bitch.
I take it that is your view of
I might
how
have to
that
switch
policy
this shit
should
around
operate
so
in
I
this
can be
country. But
pointing
you have
the
to
right way.
understand
was
that another
There you go.
half of the country
This dumbass bitch over
believes
here.
the opposite of what you believe. So when you talk about divisiveness, Barack Obama was smeared as not being a legitimate president because Trump was lying that he was not a native-born American citizen, and then he welcomed that same man into the White House. Their wives sat down and had tea. So what else? I think
Obama is
it's a legit question.
I think he's incredibly
It's a legitimate question. What else? Why is Obama considered by a lot of conservatives, and maybe you're one of them, to be so incredibly divisive? Is it because he told people he was black?
Right.
No, I think he's incredibly classy. He's a
So
very
what's the issue,
eloquent
dummy?
speaker. I think there's a lot of things to credit him for.
Lydia,
I'm
how
saying
is
his
he-
policies.
Hold on.
I will credit him for this as well. He said that he thinks America is great today. I think he said the U.S. is an undeniable force for good in the world. And I was glad to hear him say that, because when he was in office, he would go on these sort of tours essentially apologizing for America. And I look at the Democratic Party today, 36% of whom are not proud.
Last year, Donald Trump went to the Middle East, and he said that America's past policies of regime change in that region had been a failure, and that it was that we were trying to basically overtake these great societies. He was literally what you guys accuse Obama of doing. Trump went to the Middle East and said that we've been trying to change your societies and we have failed, and we've been trying to export our way of doing things. on you.
Look how stupid
he said
she
that
look. Look how
last
stupid
year.
she look.
So
Look how stupid she
I'm
looks.
not understanding this.
She taking it. She taking in a breath because she don't know how stupid she looks.
In that respect, circumstances changed a bit.
But they get paid to look
Iran
stupid.
advanced their nuclear
You know,
program much more
they get paid
rapidly
for
than
it.
expected. There
So
were
it ain't no
changes
issue.
in
That's not even what I'm
shifting
talking about.
sands
I'm
that-
talking what Trump was talking about was the U.S. military involvement in the Middle East,
I know what you're
Afghanistan
talking
wars, and beyond. It was a very broad statement. She just said Obama was apologizing for the United States around the world. Where's the evidence? That's all I'm asking.
Well, so I think we're missing the point of what President Obama was trying to say. Well, so I think we're missing the point of what President Obama was trying to say during the speech. This was not an anti-Trump speech. This was not, let's get back at him. This was, we need to come back together as a nation. We shouldn't have states.
At least she got somebody on her side. She like, hopefully he could help me.
Out of the 250th anniversary celebration in D.C. as a political statement. That I heard that this morning. It was absolutely heartbreaking news to hear that that's even being considered. And I don't think that Barack Obama is terribly happy with the state of his own party right now. Yeah. It looks very different than it did when he was in the Oval Office. It's much more polarized. It's been had quite a lot of woke and other influences. That
woke.
I don't think that
Obama was did a point. Woke is just nigga. That is the version of nigga. They got woke. What other one? Yeah, they got some other shit. I just can't think of it right now. But woke is one of their ways of saying nigga.
President, that wasn't even a thing when he was.
But look, here's the thing. I get that.
The modern way of saying it.
I'm really focused on this. When you say,
because woke is just people that's aware. That's what I understand it as. That's hyper aware. And when you hyper aware, 9 times out of 10, you don't fit in to a lot of shit because you're aware.
President Obama is one of the most divisive presidents in history. That's something that you guys can never back up. Mm-hmm. You never can bring up any substance. It's a talking point that you guys always say. Mm. So to Abby's point, what specifically are you referring to when you say he's one of the most divisive presidents in history?
Yeah. He did not invite Milli Vanilli to the library party today, or Vanilla Ice, or CNC Music Factory. That's a difference from the American 250.
I have that on my bingo card for sure.
That is very true. Next for us, the new book reveals.
Yeah, because that big. Oh, I don't even mean to call her that, but she ain't got nothing.
We'll discuss.
Baby girl ain't had nothing.
You know I love you, Scott, but I had her absolutely pinned, and she saw that as a way out. But anyway,
that was a way out.
It's really interesting how Lydia absolutely has no answer.
No answer.
Obama is allegedly this big.
No answer. We ain't even gotta listen to him. We seen what we seen. You ain't even gotta explain nothing to us, brother. She was lost in the sauce, like the elders used to say. She was lost in the sauce. So with that being said, like, subscribe, and share. Stay peaceful, productive, and positive. Go check out Isaiah Martin page, man. He be having some shit, So like I said, stay peaceful, productive, and positive. It's that nigga mine, and much love.
Can I be real or is it boring? To give you a peace of mind, cause mine is so enormous. Way past the norm, Norman, while you're conforming. Like comforting mattresses that comfort them with torment snoring. Like you in your own home with a home phone. I'm more like E.T., got a phone home past the moon. It's not a movie, I'm about to fly past it soon. Spiritually, y'all wrong.